Hi, this is the Teaserking coming to you with my free picks for week ending November 28th, week 12, and I'm going to go with some NFL picks. Basically, these are very, very strong games, a couple of lock games in the NFL. You can go to www.teaserking.com for any trends and look at my history and my other picks. And if you want to buy other picks, certainly I've been pretty hot lately. Now there's a few other things to look at. When you look at college, you look at the game I'm playing tomorrow, for example, is Wisconsin over Northwestern. You start adding a flavor of Wisconsin needs the game to win the Big Ten, and they'll be the highest rated. They're playing a Northwestern team with the injured quarterback, so you have that to look at, which is maybe the spread's a little high, the trends aren't there, but they need it, and the quarterback's injured for Northwestern, makes it a play. You just have rivalry games where I normally love to play the underdog in a evenly played rivalry game, such as Florida State. Maybe Mississippi State, Oregon State, things like that. You like to play the underdog when you can. Washington State. The rivalries, the dog tends to be good. Like today, I had Auburn over Alabama, which was also a good play. Anyway, let's go on to the NFL. I just like to share a lot of my thoughts with you on how I pick games, just to give you a feeling. So the first game is going to be in the NFL, Minnesota against Washington. I like the underdog in this game. Right now, Washington is a 1 or a 2 point favorite. I like Minnesota getting 7 or 8 points. They have a new coach, Leslie Frazier. Their big problem was their coach. He's gone. And Brad Childress did not know, with all that talent, I don't know how he lost any games. You got Brett Favre, Adrian Peterson. You should have had Randy Moss still. And that defense, you shouldn't be losing a game. Not 3-7. I mean, that's just terrible. Or 3-6. I look at Minnesota there, very strong road underdog. Washington's a very weak home favorite. Minnesota, for Leslie Frazier, will play. I think they didn't play last week against Green Bay. They wanted the coach gone. A lot of turmoil. I didn't think it was that bad. They normally play Green Bay. That's an underdog series. I went with the lock at Green Bay. I locked Minnesota in the points, which won. And here, Minnesota getting points at home is ridiculous. They very rarely lose at home. And to get points at home, that was unbelievable. But they quit on the coach. You're not going to see him quit on Leslie Frazier. So I love Minnesota points. Let's quickly look at the numbers. Since 2009, Minnesota's 7-0 as a road dog, 6-1 against as a road dog. Washington is 1-2 as a home favorite, but 3-0 against as a home favorite, which means Washington does not cover as a home favorite. We'll go back to 2007. Minnesota 18-2 as a road dog, 15-5 if you go against. Washington is 9-7 as a home favorite, but 14-2 if you go against. I love this game. Here's Washington, clearly a terrible home favorite, having problems. Donovan McNabb, the coaching staff, that's the team in turmoil against Minnesota, who's 18-2 as a road dog. Doesn't get any better than that. That's exactly what you look for, is a weak home favorite, a strong road dog. Wrong team getting points in this game. Minnesota should be 4 to 6 point favorites. They'll probably win the game straight out. I just look for them to come out with a superior effort. They got the better team, and I just don't see Washington in a blowout here. This is the game you wait for, is games like this. Second game is going to be Atlanta against Green Bay. I like the underdog in this game as well. Right now, Atlanta's a 2.5 point favorite. You get 8.5 and 9 with Green Bay. Nobody can beat Green Bay by 9 points. I know Atlanta plays very strong at home, but sorry, that's another game that I believe Atlanta should be favored. They're extremely good as a home favorite, but this is a game that will go down to the wire, and Green Bay won at New York Jets 9-0. Certainly they have the defense to shut down Atlanta here, and they walked into Minnesota and beat them and killed them. So I don't see any issue here with getting Green Bay in points. They don't even have to win the game. There's nobody that can beat them by double digits in the league, not even New England or Indy. I just look at that as a very strong underdog. That's one of the things I like the most when I try to pick pro teams, is getting good underdogs. Last week I had Indy against New England because Indy's getting points. I had New England against Pittsburgh because New England was getting points. When you get a Tom Brady, a Peyton Manning, and you get a Phillip Rivers getting points, it's gold. These quarterbacks and teams, when they get points, they don't even have to win the game. They're very rarely going to get blown out. I think I've had Peyton Manning 2 or 3 times this year as a dog. He covers all the time. This week I got Phillip Rivers as a dog against Indy. I'm playing San Diego there. It's just, that's what you live for. You got Aaron Rodgers getting points here. It's a very, very strong trend. Let's go to the numbers. This year, Green Bay overall is 9-1. They've only been a road dog once and they covered, but they've been a road favorite 4 times and covered. So they're 5-0 on the road, but when you're a road favorite and you cover, it shows you how strong the team is. Atlanta's a home favorite's 5-0, 4-1 against. So they win the games, so they don't blow out at home. And that's what basically happens. So if we go a little bit deeper, let's go to 09. Green Bay's 4-0 as a road dog. They're not a road dog a lot, but they're 8-2 as a road favorite, or 12-2 on the road. So it shows you that even on the road, they're very, very strong, and they cover most of the time. Atlanta is 10-1 as a home favorite and 8-3 against as a home favorite. So you can see in 11 games, in only 2 of them did Atlanta win by a lot. That was probably against a weak Carolina team or a weak Tampa Bay team, where they did have the blowout. Let's go back to 2007. Green Bay is 12-2 as a road dog, 12-4 as a road favorite, or 24-6 on the road. It's unbelievable. But 12-2 is the road dog, which is the trend here. Atlanta's 16-3, 84% as a home favorite, 13-6 against them. So you have a very strong home favorite here in Atlanta, but in only 3 of the games where you took them, would Atlanta have actually done the blowout. So basically what you're looking at here is it's a double trend. You have a very strong Atlanta team at home against a very, very strong Green Bay team on the road, especially as a dog. I love the dog in these situations, especially with the quarterback and the great defense. That's exactly what you're looking for. Another game that I like is, as I said, San Diego getting 3 from Indy. San Diego is the epitome of my betting strategy, which is matchup. San Diego plays Indy extremely well. Just like New Orleans plays Indy, they're exactly the same type of team. You got a good defense, gets after the pass, which is what San Diego is. Indy can't run the ball. And then you have a Phillip Rivers who will eat up that secondary of Indy. They'll score a lot of points on them. Indy will not blow out San Diego. San Diego very easily could win the game. They know how to beat Indy. They've done it even when Indy was undefeated. San Diego came in and won in Indy about, I think it was 3 years ago. Maybe 4. Please accept my apology on that one. But I know that San Diego is the type of team that gives Indy problems. Anytime they place a good quarterback like a Tom Brady, a Phillip Rivers, a Drew Brees, Indy has problems. I mean, they have a good pass rush, but they tire out and they can only do so much. But eventually, the weak spots are their secondary and their linebackers against the pass, and they're not really set up for that. Games to be aware of this week. One game that stands out is the Monday night game, San Francisco at Arizona. San Francisco is a very weak road favorite here, and Arizona is undefeated as a home dog since, I think, 2008. I'll get you that trend in 1 second. 2007. let's see, about '05. Since 2005, Arizona is 15-3 as a home dog. And I know they had Kurt Warner, but they didn't have him in '05. Since '07, they're 9-0 as a home dog. This is exactly a hidden gem that you need to understand with Arizona. Frisco is only 5-2 as a road favorite since '07. This year, the trend is to go against Arizona 9-1, but in this role as a home dog is the one role you play Arizona. And Frisco is 8-2. Frisco's 6-4 with the number, but 10-0 against the number this year. They're absolutely 4-0 against as a road favorite, and 5-1 since '09. So Frisco this year is it's 10-0 if you go against them. And on a Monday night as a road favorite, and you got Arizona, who's an extremely good home dog. This is a kind of a hidden trend. You probably wouldn't look at it and say, I like Frisco, or I wouldn't play Arizona. This is the role, and this is the matchup you play Arizona in. Head-to-head, the underdog in this series is 13-3, and the dog in Arizona is 9-0 since 2000, and Frisco is 7-1 in Arizona. So it's probably a game where Frisco's been the dog most of the time and been covering, but the dog is 13-3 in this series. So you got a series where the dog is, and you have a trend that says Arizona is a great home dog. And as you know, on Monday night, usually the home dog is a good bet. So these are what I look for. Another good dog this week is the Bears. I know Michael Vick, I know Philadelphia, but if you look at Chicago, what is their strength, their defense, and what do they have on defense? They have, God, I'm drawing a blank. They have, oh my God, the new defensive end, and I apologize, I'm drawing a blank, and I'm drawing a blank on their middle linebacker, the All-Pro. I am so sorry. I can see him, but I can't say his name. Anyway, the defensive end and the linebacker, and please forgive me, I'm better than this, are the keys to this. Their speed will negate Michael Vick. Lance Briggs also. Lance Briggs I can remember. I can't remember the middle linebacker. Please don't shoot me on this. The speed on their linebackers and their defensive end are Julius Peppers. I'm sorry. Julius Peppers' speed will neutralize Michael Vick. Lance Briggs will also get him on the other side, as well as God, I can't believe I can't remember the middle linebacker. His speed will neutralize Vick. Maybe he'll spy on him. I don't sure. The Bears are a very live underdog, and I would look for them to win this game. I know Michael Vick and I know Philly. They're a road favorite, but the Bears is a home dog, and in this role will be very good. Please go to my site, www.Teaserking.com. You can see my history. You get a feel for my games. I like the dogs at this time of the year. In college, I'm looking at teams like today I had Auburn getting 11. I thought I was a goner, and they made a great comeback. I like the dog in those big rivalry games. I also like the teams that need the 6th win for a bowl, provided they're a good team. Surprised Texas lost A&M because they needed it for the 6th win. But you know, if you get a team that's a decent team and they need the 6th win and they're not playing too good of a team, then that's a good one to go after. An example might be Tennessee tomorrow against Kentucky. Tennessee's been playing much better lately. They have 5 wins and they need the 6th win. I strongly love Tennessee tomorrow just because they're playing better and this is their 6th win. Kentucky's a good team, but not, the game's in Tennessee and they're not that strong, so I look for Tennessee to get the win and get to the bowl game. Georgia's another one that I think will get to the bowl. They're laying a big number against Georgia Tech, but they need the game for the bowl, and they've been playing much better. So I would think they would win, although it's a big number. And if Nesbitt, the quarterback of Georgia Tech, wasn't out, I would definitely take Georgia Tech in 18-19 in the rivalry. But it's a leery game. Georgia will win it, but it's a big number. So those are my little